Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L, and now let's talk One Piece spoilers before the chapter comes out. Since spoilers are up, it's very possible that we'll get a chapter tomorrow. Most likely it'll still remain at Friday, but hey, early stuff happens. And if you hear something in the background, I apologize. It's a noisy environment. Anyway, One Piece spoilers for chapter 886. We got some pretty interesting spoilers, and I'm pretty excited to talk about them, and we can just get some conversation started now because it's going to touch on a little topic about Haki. So let's just get right into it. So we have one page out. I'm pretty sure this is coming from Yonko Productions. I'm not too sure. I just know the spoilers are up on various sites. So let's just cover the thing that doesn't have any pictures. It's revolving around Sanji and, well, I guess Sanji and his cake. But just continuing the little plot thread with Oven. It's just Oven pretty much is giving Chiffon a hard time when she comes out, and then Pound is getting back into it, getting involved to help Chiffon get away from Oven, who is abusing her because, you know, she's been set up as, or she is pretty much now a traitor because she went with Capone. Truthfully, this is a bit stupid on Oven's part. Why are you taking down the person who's like helping out with the key to the problem of Big Mom? Anyway, Oven's being stupid, but with Oven, what he ultimately ends up doing is getting Beige involved. Or rather, getting Chiffon involved to a point that he's holding her hostage and then having it so that Beige has to dock and come to get Chiffon. The spoilers say it ends off with Beige reaching the port and shooting at Oven, but then he is surrounded. So, you know, Capone is still one of the supernovas, so seeing that he still has, or he's gonna go down fighting at the very least, that makes sense. Now here's where the rest of the thing gets really interesting. First, we have Carrot saying that there's gonna be a full moon tonight. Okay, that's her over on the Sunny. That line is not a throwaway line. The full moon has been premised to us since we got to Zoe, that the full moon is gonna do things, and that's what we're getting with this chapter. If we're having only one segment and it's only Carrot telling us, oh, I wonder if there's a full moon tonight, it's probably because there's going to be a full moon tonight, and whatever we're going to see is going to either be very awesome or very underwhelming. Here's the thing though. Is this going to make a difference? I wouldn't say so, because at the end of the day, I guess the minks are such a general race. We know that Totland has a lot of minks. We know that Peckham's is there as well. So this whole idea about the moon, the full moon, I'm sure it's something for the readers, but like in terms of the One Piece world, the full moon, whatever is going to happen to the minks, that shouldn't be a surprise to Big Mom's people because they have minks in their rank. That's what I would personally say. Like, truthfully, I'm expecting it's some kind of strength enhancement, but it is pretty cool that we're finally going to see, or potentially finally going to see, what exactly happens to a mink when the full moon is out. I kind of hope. I want to see, Carrot just go and howl at the moon. I know that's something werewolves do, but hey, if Carrot wants to embrace that, actually, an aside, it'd be hilarious if all the minks just turn into wolf hybrids. I think that would be hilarious. I think that would be random. I don't think it actually is going to happen, but I think that would just be pretty funny. That said, I do think it's just maybe most likely a power-up for the minks. I feel like that makes sense, but I just can't think of what lore I'm thinking of that has that kind of power setup aside from lycanthropy. So, regardless, we have that setup, and if we're getting a setup that involves, well, I guess, combat potential, right? If this full moon thing is something that powers up minks, it most likely means that we are going into direct conflict to some degree. We are going to have a wide confrontation where Carrot having that extra power up is going to be useful. That's what that would tell me after seeing it like this. Of course, this is a spoiler. We're out of context. We don't know what exactly Carrot's saying as she's wondering about the full moon. But we'll see in the chapter itself. Moving into the next part, it's covering Luffy, and this is the one that we have a picture for. So it's just telling us Luffy's jumping in between the towns in the mirror world, and it's just really interesting because we're getting a flashback to Luffy's training, I guess. So first, just looking at the picture, I just want to point out, it looks like Luffy is sitting down in contemplation with Brûlé on his back. Pretty awesome stuff, but it looks like Katakuri is not anywhere near Luffy at that present moment. But then we have the flashback with Rayleigh, and there's something going on with Rayleigh's hand. If we look at his hand, it looks like he has some kind of energy form around his hand. I am so excited for this because sometimes the powers in One Piece, Oda doesn't explain them enough, and then it kind of just leaves us in this really weird gray area. Like off the top of my head, things like Asura and Diabo Jambe, those are techniques that, it's just, they're kind of hard to categorize. And the guys over at the Discord server know how I feel about this, because I think we've talked about it a little bit before. But yeah, Discord server, by the way, if you guys want to join in. Anyway, what Rayleigh is telling Luffy is that Haki's potential can only be truly released in an extreme battle by facing stronger enemies. You will also get stronger and stronger. So what this is pretty much telling us, very easily, is that this is a case of people sharpening people, weapons sharpening weapons. That's the kind of metaphor we're going at with this Haki thing. The other thing that you have to realize is that since this is a shonen, what Oda's effectively done by having that line in there is that he's just legitimized why a mid-power power-up, oh wait, did I say mid-power? Sorry, apologies. A mid-battle power-up, why that's going to happen. He's just legitimized it, he's given himself his way out, and now it's just a matter of seeing how people are going to react to this. And this is just really interesting, because the mid-battle power-up is something shonens like to do. They like to bring up this point where there's going to be a lot of drama revolving around how the character just isn't strong enough to be able to take out the enemy for this one battle. And then in the middle of the battle, he has an epiphany, or he breaks through his limits or something, and he powers up, right? Shonen loves doing that. That's how they get their drama. That's how they get their readers or their viewers invested and then give them the reward. That's what One Piece is pretty much going to end up doing if this line from Rayleigh is any indication. It's pretty funny. Now, people, depending on how the execution goes, people won't like it. If you go and look back at Fairy Tail had its way of doing it. They would just rely on friendship power, and that would give characters their power-ups. They would get somehow a flame that burns hotter, or I guess hits harder for some reason, because they were thinking of their friends. That's how Fairy Tail did it. They had friendship power all over the place. People naturally didn't like that. But I have a sneaking suspicion that even if we go into that situation and we get that mid-battle power-up, since we know that the reason is the Haki power by itself is one that needs to be tried and tested in order to get stronger, I think people are going to be okay with that. Because I think, and this is just like a small theory on my side, when it comes to people, I think what people don't like is being told about these abstract concepts such as friendship somehow making magic stronger. I think that when people are told less about what's making a character stronger for a power-up, I think they're more likely to be able to take it well. Guys, let me know what you think of that idea down below. What is it that you think annoys people about friendship power-ups or just the mid-battle power-up? Do you think this idea of Haki pretty much getting stronger in the middle of a battle and then giving, I guess in this case, Luffy some kind of power-up in general? Let me know what you think about that. Would you be bothered if Luffy's Haki just all of a sudden got stronger while he was fighting Katakuri? Because that's what Rayleigh is ultimately telling us. He's telling us that Haki's potential can only be released by an extreme battle. Alright, I mean, like, I kind of want to know. And now the background noise is much louder. Apologies. Anywho, the last thing to say is just what Haki ultimately is. Let's just touch on it real quick. I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk about it again in the chapter impressions. But this idea of Haki being released by extreme battle. You know, you go back and you think of Zoro and you think of Sanji back in Enies Lobby, and you can say like, hey, they had really extreme battles. And they unleashed abilities that you really can't explain with anything else other than Haki, because Haki is the only supernatural, I guess, substance or phenomena that we are aware of that non-Devil Fruit users can do. And especially when you see that Haki can produce fire and you look at Diabo Jambe, it's like, well, how can this not be Haki at this point, right? And then Azura, like, how can that not be Haki unless there's another substance or energy form in One Piece that we're just not aware of? So pretty interesting stuff. Right now, I'm pretty excited to see this, but from the way this page looks, this is what we're going to be ending off on. So we're probably not going to get a clear answer for this one until we go past this, or sorry, We're going to have to wait till chapter 887 or 888 till we actually know what's going on. But hey, I'm excited. I love it whenever Oda feels like he can tell us about his power systems. So let's hope for something good. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's the end of the spoilers. Massive props to whoever it is that posted those spoilers. If you guys know, let me know down below and I'll make sure to give the proper credit somewhere. But yeah, guys, till next time, I hope you have a great day.